Hey everybody, welcome back to Whiskey Trek. I'm Jackson.
And I'm Natalie. And today's topic stems from a question that I asked him earlier in the week. So out of all of these hundreds of bottles, some that you can see and some that you can't see, which one am I allowed to or would taste best on the rocks? It's my drink so I can touch the ice.
Let's just go ahead and skip with the allowed to, because it's partially her collection too. So if she wanted to, whatever. I'm just gonna preface that never is my preferred answer. So I really had to think about it. And when I really thought about it, I thought what might make it the best option, right? So like, what are you getting the best experience out of if you have it on the rocks? And I landed on Wild Turkey's Rare Breed and a light whiskey, specifically like a higher proof light whiskey. Reasons being, the Rare Breed, standard bourbon. I don't really care for the newer batches of Rare Breed, so I thought maybe on the ice it might tame down some of the flavors that I don't like so much, make it just more generic. And then for the light whiskey, I thought light whiskey is already so hot, especially the higher proof light whiskeys. So this one from Evernorth is 65.5%. Light whiskeys are known for being, usually very vanilla and fruit forward. I think the ice might cut down on the ethanol a little bit, and maybe it'll make the fruit flavor shine.
I'm so excited to get into this. Okay, what are we starting with?
Well, first we've got neat pours of each, so let's just give real simple tasting notes. Let's start with the Rare Breed. We'll do Rare Breed neat, and then we'll do Rare Breed rocks, and then secondly on the Evernorth, just real quick. All right, so Rare Breed, first off, you get the caramel.
Whoa, immediately.
Then cinnamon, like a candy cinnamon. Other than that, not a lot. A little bit of rice spice, nothing crazy. I just think Rare Breed's fallen off a little bit, honestly. Yeah, and it's really, honestly, very similar on the palate. Don't you agree?
Honestly, yeah, but with a hint more of like something darker, like a dark grape or plum or...
Yeah, there's a little bit of... the longer that this has been open, I think the better it's got. When I first opened it, it only tasted like cinnamon candy, which I wasn't exactly ecstatic about. And now it's developing into more of like a caramel rather than a cinnamon and turning a little bit like a darker fruit, which is really nice. Now, how does it taste on the rocks?
Take a listen. Is that... I think she's fairly mixed now.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Obviously on the nose, nothing.
Whoa.
It smells like simple syrup, honestly.
Okay, that's something. I'll take that.
All right, let's taste it.
Nothing in the first 2 seconds, but, it ends nicely.
Yeah, it definitely brings out more of a sweet factor to it.
Definitely does.
Cuts down a lot of that spice. Like there's almost no rice spice left. Maybe on the back end a little bit. It amped up the cinnamon again though. Yes, it did. I think I like that. I don't. It amped up the cinnamon and it took away that dark fruit note.
So it's just like a generic bar whiskey to you on the rocks?
No, it's better than that because if you think a normal whiskey on the rocks, you're thinking Jack or maybe Wild Turkey 101 or something like that. And the barrel proof of Rare Breed is helping to stand up to the ice, which is one of the reasons why I chose higher proof, barrel proof whiskeys. You want something that can stand up to the ice and still be interesting while you're enjoying a pour that's a little bit chilled. Oh my gosh, there's our little Sawyer boy. Here, let's let him in here real quick. Come here, buddy.
It's like we're on TV.
It is kind of like we're on TV. Say hi to the camera.
Oh.
Here, say it louder.
That's so cute. Oh my goodness.
All right, apologies for the nuggy interruption right there. My little nephew Sawyer is adorable. We'll get parental permission for whatever can or cannot be included in that. So But that's why I chose these bottles. I think that the barrel proof helps it stand up. With that being said, let's move on to the high proof American light whiskey that is from Evernorth. So this is distilled in Indiana, so it's MGP. It's 99% corn and 1% malted barley. And it is 7 years old. Let's see what we get on the nose.
Sweet. Ooh.
Oh yeah, a lot of vanilla and fruit.
It's taking me a long time to get through the ethanol to get anything that's strong enough to even say anything about. So.
I guess that's fair. I mean, do we get any specific fruits? We're failing super hard right now.
Okay.
Baked pear.
Ooh, pear. I like the added baked part, but definitely pear.
That baked part is that vanilla coming in.
For once, it's not apples with me. I feel like I say that on every video, but this is not apples to me.
Yeah, it's not quite apple. Like every time you come up with an apple, you're like, oh yeah, it's that. But it's not really that. All right, let's go ahead and give it a taste. Neat. Cheers. I love how viscous this is.
Mm-hmm.
It's got great texture. It's also such a gradual... It is a crescendo of a whiskey.
Yes, it is.
It starts nothing and then grows into a lot. And the ethanol is the same way. It starts as nothing. You drink this and you're like, 131 proof, and then it grows and the finish continues to hold right here, and you're like, that's where it is. I'm glad that this has opened up just as well as the rare breed, actually. It's very interesting.
Yes. Okay. It tastes almost like comparatively summery compared to this winter fall drink, in my opinion.
Because of the light flavors, right?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. This would be great with a lot of like fruit-based desserts or like lighter like vanilla desserts, you know.
Yeah. All right, ready?
The one weird thing about these glasses is they're so wide and they funnel out that I was just trying to smell and it got right on my lip. I mean, but you can't smell anything. I mean,
No, not at all.
my nose is literally almost touching the ice and I cannot smell anything. Totally removing olfactory sense. Let's go ahead and have a sip. That totally removed the fruit, and now it's like shortbread cookies.
Yes.
It tastes almost like an Irish whiskey.
An Irish whiskey.
You know how Irish whiskeys are so often, like, you think Redbreast or Powers.
That's exactly the first thing that came to my mind. St. Patrick's Day when we like down that bottle. Yes.
Yeah, so your classic Irish, not finished, you know, just your standard single malt whiskey. They just taste like vanilla and shortbread cookies, and that's exactly what this tastes like.
It certainly has the color to match.
Yeah, it does. I find this really enjoyable and relaxing. Totally removes the proof. You will get tanked on this over ice. It actually is easier drinking on ice than the rare breed. Actually, you know what? Why don't we just compare the two? Go back to the rare breed. On the ice, it's had a lot more time to dilute.
Oh, very true.
Let's see how that is. Okay, the longer it sat, it kind of got bitter.
Yeah, it kind of tastes like wood now.
Yeah, that oak kind of got extracted and now it tastes wood. There's still that candied cinnamon on the back end.
Definitely.
But it's it's like a more bitter Wild Turkey 101. It's not as interesting as Wild Turkey 101 though. That watering down effect really kicked off in that few minutes between pouring it, tasting it, and then tasting it a second time. Like it's changed a lot and not in a good way. Now let's go back to the light whiskey. Here's the thing. Up front, I don't like it at all.
Okay, I was gonna
Like
say it's
right up front.
it's all gone, but you just don't like it.
No, because it tastes like corn husk, or like it. You know, you ever eat corn on the cob and get like a piece of corn like stuck in your teeth?
Oh no!
And
Don't say.
that's what it tastes like.
Oh no!
Up front. But then as soon as you swallow, then the finish is all that vanilla shortbread, and I love that. Very conflicting.
Very conflicting.
Suffice to say, I think the more enjoyable pour right off the bat is the rare breed.
I would agree.
Well, this was your question, so what are your thoughts?
My thoughts is I think you just stated beautifully. We, if I may say so myself, this is our favorite. Maybe it's because it's our favorite off the rocks. Also.
Oh, Rare Breed's not my favorite.
Okay, I just had to try and see what he'd say. But this is
Old,
definitely
old Rare Breed, maybe, but not this.
This continues to stay slightly more complex than this on the rocks. Both are fine, but now I understand why. In my I guess I'm 3 years in my bourbon journey. No, I'm
4.
4 because I'm 25. That makes sense. Yes.
I'm just gonna say this. Now, after the dilution, I prefer this. I just had another sip of this,
Okay.
and I don't like it. But big shock, I think putting bourbon on ice is dumb anyways. Here's the thing though, if you don't think it's dumb and that's what you love, then that's what you love, and I love that for you.
Yes.
That
that's the takeaway. Right
that
there.
won't be my recommendation because that's not what I like. But if that's what you like, I hope that you enjoy that
He would
to the
still,
fullest.
If you came to our house, he would serve it to you however you like.
That's accurate.
So.
If you're at my house, you're probably my friend, and I will shame you. And I'll still give it to you the way that you asked for it. That is what she said.
You would.
Insert Michael Scott.
That's what she said. That's what she said.
Well, guys, I hope you had a great time. Let us know what you drink on the rocks.
Please, we love recommendations and comments.
I'm not going to be taking any of those recommendations because I'm not going to have anything on the rocks after this because, nah. But let us know what you guys are having on the rocks down in the comments below. Subscribe here if you guys want to see more content from us. This is just one of the many things that we do. But let us know what you guys want to see us do, and we'll make sure to insert that into our lineup in the future. All right. Well, cheers, Natalie.
Cheers.
Catch you guys next time.